takes sometimes take only the 10 seconds, sometimes take 30 seconds, but 30 seconds online sound like a long time. All right. Okay. Is Garrett getting there? Okay. And let me see if I can tell my dog to be quiet. And we start in a second. Good morning, everybody. This is George Ruiz. We are ready to start a presentation today. I'm going to cover a topic that is it's very important to me. I think, but I guess to everybody. I'm going to start sharing this the screen. Okay, that's not it, but all right. It's about consistency. Now, why I say it's so important? Because consistency and persistency and never give up is the base of every business. And anything we have and do not have is the result of consistency. Listen to this part. Anything we have and do not have is the result of consistency. Um, that could sound very interesting, very confusing, but this is what John Maxwell said. Small disciplines repeated with consistency every day lead to great achievements over time. One of the reasons many people don't have the success that they have in the business is because they don't have the patience. Today we are used to the fast result, the fast food, the fast everything, fast this and that, and that applies to many things. But success always you have to do the steps of the work. Everybody is consistent at something, but many times in doing things that do not serve us. We can be consistent as many things like, I don't know, watching videos on YouTube, that's not consistent. Watching TV, that's not consistent. Doing things that are not causing result, that's consistent, but that doesn't serve us. That's what I mean. That doesn't serve us. Now, the formula is very simple, and you have seen this formula several times. And the reason I repeat it once in a while is because repetition is the mother of a skill. Until we understand this, we can reach anything. Now, first, we have to have an intention. We have to have an intention. We have to have action, and that's going to give you the results. And let me repeat it here. Intention, attention equal results. I'm going to leave this for a second. You want to take a picture or read it. Intention times attention times action equal result. Now, look at what I say. I don't say plus attention plus action. Times attention times action. That means that if you have intention, but the attention is zero, if you have a number there, 1 times 0, how much is it? 0. When you multiply, if you miss one of those, you are not going to have the results that you want. Now, it says results. If we don't do it, we also are going to have results. It's that they're going to be the results that we don't want. The intention is when you are going to be setting your goals. An intention usually starts with a dream, something that we want to do. When you write your dreams, then they become intentions. You have to write it down. It's like writing a plan of action in anything, a plan of battle, a plan to create a business, a plan of something. It's when they become intentions. Now, attention is the focus to your intention. This attention can be sustained for long periods of time. However, it can't be, like I said, cannot be sustained for long periods of time. But in order to keep it, is usually we apply in blocks, blocks of 40 minutes, 50 minutes, 30 minutes, because if you try to do it consistently, you can burn out. If you consistently without stopping, you can burn out. You have to take a break and get another block of 45 to 60 minutes. That applies to a business, that applies to everything, school, etc. It's why you have the different classes are divided in times. And 45 to 60 minutes is the most that we can have an attention in one subject. You can also split it in small blocks of 10 minutes. And this applies it's perfect, specific when you are prospecting. Now, your blocks will be income producing activities. In other words, these are activities that produce results. There are only two activities in our business that pay us. One, when we sell products, the other one, when we sponsor somebody with products or we are helping somebody to sell or sponsor somebody with products. Those are income producing activities. Other things are not. And to get to that, we have what do we do to those activities? Is when we do presentations, when we are prospecting, we are doing three-way calls. Listening just calls doesn't work. We have to put those things in action, and that's when they become income-producing activities. What I'm telling you, this is the secret to any success in any career. The attention has to be in activities that produce results. There was a study done many years ago that showed that they said that 20% of the activities produce 80% of the results, but actually, in reality, sometimes it's even only 10% of the activities produce 90% of the results. Now, keeping your attention, you can become a couch potato. Here is your TV. Today, couch potato could be a bed potato because you are looking at your laptop computer or your phone or etc. Where your focus goes, your energy flows. Where your focus goes, your energy flows. That's why it's so important. You have already the intention and to have the attention in the right activities. Where your focus goes, your energy flows. Here, the attention is in activities that they are going to give you success. Now, keeping your attention, you surround with the right people. If you are with the wrong people that are always complaining about the weather, about politics, about the TV, about whatever, that's not the right people that you want to surround with. You have to be grateful. You have to love your goals. I put like love your goals. Listen to the right material, read the right material. Many people are listening always, many people, it's sad, the amount of people that are always listening to people that are telling you how bad is everything. That is a brainwashing. We are brainwashing to see everything negative. And when we get into the business, one of the reasons we don't put as much attention in the activities that produce results, because we are creating those blocks in the subconscious. Some people can say, oh, that's not true. It is totally true because you are being bombarded with material that's not the right material. So it's why it's so important to be bombarded yourself, your own brainwashing with the right material. Become addicted to personal development. Now, people say addiction is bad. Well, many of us are addicted to the wrong things. Well, I see so many people that when I call them or when I go to their house in the background, I can see the news. Doesn't matter what channel. They are listening and watching the news consistently, even in the background, even when they are eating, even when they are not doing something, or listening to the people that are always complaining about something, telling you how bad everything is, and because you are not reaching your goal, it's not your fault, it's somebody else's fault. And they are trying to take that responsibility of you or keeping the attention in the right things. I know I've been saying this for years. The first time that I heard this was when I went to the first personal development seminar with Bob Proctor, and he was talking about all the studies that show how when people are bombarded with the wrong music, the wrong information, they usually are people that really, they have a hard time reaching their goals. And if they are reaching their goals, still they're not happy. Attention is so important. Now, action plan. You remember we had the intention, we had the attention, and now we have an action plan. Now, many times we create an action plan. We say, okay, George, I'm going to be connecting with 10 people a day, and they don't do it. Why? Because the attention or the intention, but many times the attention is to other things. The bills. Oh, I have too many bills. Oh, I'm broke. I don't like to use the word I am broke because when you say that, you are labeling yourself as that you are broke. And if you are broke subconsciously, that's going to stop you to do something as simple as to get in context. Why? because your brain subconscious again. I'm probably well. I have to say that we are going deep on this because we are broke and we are going to stay broke because we are saying that we are broke and we are not going to do the activities that produce results. We are not going to be consistent doing those activities. But the goal, the action plan is how many presentations are going to do. If we are going to use samples, how many samples are you going to sharing? I know Caroline is always with tons of products, giving samples and products. How many links you are going to send from your app? The more you share, the bigger your odds of success. And this is the action. How many? The action plan. But in order to be consistent, we have to make sure that we know where our attention is. Because many of us, like I said, we are not as consistent, but it's because we have the attention somewhere else. Now, where do we need consistent in the business? This is very simple. And you have seen this several times again. And by the way, it's interesting. Somebody said, yeah, I've seen that before. Yeah, but you are not doing it. I ain't going to repeat it until you finish doing it. Name list. That's the heart of the whole thing. That's your DMO. That's the daily method of operation. Always you are reviewing that list. Always you are connecting with new people. It's not just the list that we start with, but we always add new people. Example, in 5 years, most of the people that you sponsor, you don't know them yet. And they are going to come with the people that you are adding, getting to know in person or through social media or to many other different ways. Then you connect with that list. We talk about that. Connect. This is the basics. You present. And how do you present? You use the tools that we have. You don't have to be even the presenter. You say, well, I'm going to start telling people about the business when I learn how to present. No, you use the tools that we have. This network marketing is a network. That's why I call it network marketing. We are marketing, but we are a network of people and we are working together. When you are connecting, when you are presenting, you are working with your team, with your upline team. And the next one is the follow-up. And the follow-up, you follow up until the person make a decision. And even when the person say no, I always say, it's okay if I stay in contact with you. And if the person say no, then you never stay in contact. But most people are going to say yes. And then you repeat this process. When you are consistent on these 3 steps, there's no way that you cannot be successful. Consistency of action. That's the consistency that we are putting on the name list. We are connecting with people. We are presenting. We are following up. 90% of success in this business comes from consistent effort, not just talent or luck. And that's 100% sure. I tell many stories of people when I started, when I was in sales, how many times people were the top producer, but they were not necessarily the people that had the most talent. They were the most consistent. And luck, well, luck is made by ourselves, definitely. The more people we talk to, the more chances are that we are going to be lucky. Consistency is the foundation of building a exciting and successful tree business or any business or anything that we decide to do. Consistency is the secret. And again, the formula: intention, attention, action, equal results. Now, and when you are doing this, feel it with emotion. I always say it, feel it until you get it. I know you. There's a phrase that is used in sales for many, many, many years. Who knows who was the one that started? Fake it until you make it. I don't like to use the word fake it. I like to use the word feel it until you get it, because you feel it. You feel, oh, the success is close by. Maybe it's still you are starting out and your goal is 4 or 5 stars, far away, but you feel it like you are already there, and that is when you get it. Now, something that I tell everybody, and I don't know how many of you have read the book, The Greatest Salesman in the World, and there's a part where it says, you are the universe's biggest miracle. You are the biggest creation. You are the universe's biggest miracle. There is nobody that's better than you. Consistency is what makes the difference in the results that we reach. And let me stop sharing a second. Okay. Now, for that consistency, we have the tools. We have the cool thing that we have a company that is very strong with tools. We have, I talk to many people, and If we understood how powerful is what we have, first of all, our products, many people get distracted. They say, oh, a friend of mine is in this company. What do you think about that company? The only thing that you have to ask, are the products on the PDR that give the credibility of the products? What are your blind studies? The reason is because most companies, network marketing or nutritional company in general, use white label. They say, I'm going to start a company, I'm going to find the products and then go white label. We have the company doesn't have any debt. Does your company has debt? That's the question that most people don't have a clue. Our pay plan is very simple. Now, every person that you are going to be in contact that is in another company is going to say the same thing. Our pay plan is better than yours. And the cool thing is that they don't have a clue what is our pay plan. And then my question, this is my question to them always is, and the reason is because I like to think big and say, how do you make $500,000 to $1 million a year? Try a person to explain their pay plan. Now, if the person asks you that, what do you say? You were in the call in Saudi and you've been in Sun Saudi, and I say this many times. When you bring one person on the left here in three and one person on the right, you're qualified for unlimited levels. And that by doing this consistency, eventually you can get to 27,000 a week or $1 million plus a year. And we are not talking about the other bonuses. And it's as simple. And I remember doing, I'm not going to name the company, but I name it to somebody that some people are here in the call. I was talking to the master distributor, another company, and he was bombarding me. This company is about 20 years old, bombarding me about why their pay plan is better. And I said, okay, how do you make $1 million? He's the master distributor. He has to know. He make $1 million a year. And he went into this explanation on the volume that he needed group, how many directors they had to have, and if to get to certain rank, the volumes, etc. And he explained, and at the end, after maybe 20, 30 minutes, I said, okay, it's cool, but it's a little confusing. And then he asked, how do you make the same question to me? Oh, well, you sponsor two people. As soon as you have one on the left, one on the right, you are paying unlimited levels. Their company is not. They have levels. Unlimited levels. And by repeating that, eventually you can make $1 million a year or 1.4 million. And that's counting the matching bonus. And I kind of shut up for a second because I knew he was going to ask, what is the matching bonus? And he said, what is the matching bonus? Let's suppose that somebody that you sponsor is making that $1 million a year. You know that a company, because you brought that person, paid you 30% of what that person is earning per year, just in one person. They give you $300,000 more per year. What if you had three of those people? It's another million. Or what if this person bring people and you get paid also a matching bonus on what they are making? And then the people that they're, because a person that's making $1 million a year has a lot of people making a lot of money. You are getting paid on the people that they sponsor a 15% matching on what they're earning. And they sponsor 10% all the way to 7 levels. And this can add you another $1 million or more. And he said, this cannot be so simple. It's as simple as that question of activity, because that's the truth. You bring two people, help them to bring two, repeat the process. Actually, the idea to go faster, bring three, help them to bring three, repeat the process, repeat the process, repeat the process, because we don't have limitations. You don't have to be a 7-star to make $1 million a year. When you have two legs that are going crazy, that's it. That's the power of the pay plan. Now, I went more into the pay plan than the products, because the products, we know they work. We know they're in the PDR. We know they have the studies. There's no discussion there. Then we are adding that the pay plan is very simple. We have a company that doesn't have debt. We have a team that has an incredible support. That's what we have in three. When we do the business consistency, with consistency, having the intention, putting our attention in our activities, even if it's 1 hour a day, consistent, prospecting people, even if it's 5 days a week, even 4 days a week, when you are consistent connecting people, the connection, by the way, the purpose of the connection, like we have on the scripts, is to send the people to the information. And when we do the follow-up, sending the person to the information, that would be the presentation, we do the follow-up consistently. Eventually, we are going to be successful. There's no way around. That's the secret. That's the secret. Intention, attention, action, and then that's giving you the results by doing the activities. That is the list, connecting, presenting, and follow up. It's as simple as that. It's why probably it's not so sexy, but that's it. That's the basic. That's the secret. Many people are trying to sell you coaching, saying the secret that your upline doesn't want to tell you. And I tell you, they're lying to you, because in our pay plan or any pay plan, you want your organization to know everything that you know. I'm not going to keep a secret for anybody how to build. Why? I get in a matching bonus. Why I want to hide the information from you. But anyway, that's what I wanted to say today. This obviously is being recorded. It's in YouTube. Anybody has any comments? I wanted to make sure that I left enough time for comments. Any question that you have? I know some.
Oh, George, I thought you did a great job. And what I liked, what you said, something I learned today, when you have a networker who says, "Oh, we make more money." Really, show us how you make the money to make $500,000. And then they're say, "That seems too complicated. All we do is build 2 legs and we have matching bonuses. How simple, unlimited to infinity. Don't have to do monthly quotas." You know, I love that. I thought that was a great thing. I learned that today. That was good.
And that's what the pay plan is, by the way. When you write in a list the numbers 1 to 12, and then you say you bring 2, they bring 2 is 4, 8. You learn the numbers, and I've been doing that since 2003. That list, and I show and the results. You don't have even to know how the pay plan works, because that's the way that works, by the way. That's it.
Yeah. And also, George, would you address to how important it is not to put all your builders just on one leg? They need to be kind of divided up so that you have two
Oh
streams.
yeah, there is something that I heard that is kind of, I don't want to use the word weird, but that's weird in my opinion.
It was. That's why I want you to bring
Somebody
it.
was saying that if you, by the way, I've been working binary like this. We didn't have the matching bonus like this since 2003. That's why when I heard this, I never heard that. They say, put all your builders in one side and all your customers on the other side. How crazy it can be? Customers produce a small volume. One customer maybe is producing only 60 points. One builder may be producing 1,000 distributors or brand ambassadors and customers that are producing thousands. Why you are going to put all of them in one leg and the other leg is not going to be moving? Yeah, you had the matching bonus, but the other leg is not moving. Doesn't make sense. This plan is very simple. Most plans, you have to build more legs, more than 2 legs. It's so simple. It's why when some people, oh, one leg went strong, now I had to build another one. What do I do? Gosh, it's a dream, but it's only 2 legs. You start with only 2 legs. I was building 24 legs before I found binary, and 24 legs. Actually more than that, because to find the 24 legs. That's why when my upline told me in 2003, your responsibility are to build legs. Make sure you are muting. Okay. Your responsibility is to build 2 legs. And I say, piece of cake. I was building 26 legs.
Right.
Come on.
Yeah.
I don't see the challenge. But again, the idea of to building just the builders on one side and the customer on the other side, it's like wearing shoes on one and on just one feet, and the other one you don't wear anything. Try to walk there for a long distance. Doesn't make sense.
And so that's what I teach my people too, George. That's why I wanted you to just verify that, because really you want to get, 2 or 3, 4 or 5 people on each side that are builders, so they each help each other. You get them all on one side, 3, 4, 5 good builders. They're all bringing in, and then the same side. So you have 2 strong. legs, but then suddenly one will take over, but at least you have a good strong leg on the other side because one will take over, it'll be doing 600, 600, and all you're doing is just doing you at the end, you only end up working one leg
Yes.
doing 300 when it runs away.
Yeah.
But in the beginning, you've got to be dividing those leaders and they all help. You don't want to put one leader here and four over here because you want to help. This one needs some help too. This leader needs some other people to help her too. So you get two or three or four or five. That's why we say get 10, get five on one side, five on the other. Good leaders. They're all helping each other. Then they're building their inside legs and they help each other.
Yes,
Yeah.
as a matter of fact, like my upline that told me that, by the way, he was 75. You heard that story a billion times when he started. He was telling George, it's very easy to build left, like you are in the military, left, right, left, right, left, right. Now, let's suppose that one of your legs exploded. Now you have only one, right, 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 because
Right,
you don't need to put people on the other side. And it's a
right.
question of consistency because over time, it doesn't happen at the beginning, although may happen at the beginning sometimes, but usually it takes time before one of the legs exploded.
Mhm.
It's a dream to build only two legs. When one of them explodes, it's even a bigger dream that now you have only one more to go. And
Mhm.
that's it. You don't
Yeah,
have to think more in legs. You're getting matching bonus too. You're getting thing. People say, where do I put the people? Well, when you are building one, left, right, obviously left, right, left, right. But then when you see one leg going stronger, then obviously you put it in the opposite side. There is no science. It's,
right.
it's very simple. It's not like you are in a company, you have to have X amount of generals in your front line to be able to keep your volumes and to get paid several levels become more confusing. The strategy is confusing. Here, the strategy is simple. And by the way, the fastest way to go is bring three, help them to bring three, and repeat the process. Just add one more, and one more is gonna grow very fast. And as a matter of fact, let me show that slide before we go because. One more make a huge difference. I was presenting this to other people earlier and last night. Um, just one more. Uno más in Spanish.
Mhm. Yeah,
Okay,
look at the difference. Mhm.
okay. Here, let's suppose 7 months. You have two, they bring two, is four, those four, two, eight. Okay, look and the three, bring three, just one more. But it's only 9, 27, 81. Look at those numbers. Wow. It's definitely more. And this is something that I'm going to bring up. This is when you are creating your residual income. Doesn't I'm not counting the matching that also is residual or anything like that. But what if you do it in weeks? You can you sustain this for 7 weeks?
Mhm.
And instead bringing just three people, the following week bring three. We were talking to one of our team members yesterday about this. What if you bring for 7 weeks 3 people every week? This is just bringing just three people yourself the first week. Then they bring three. What if you could multiply? What can happen in 7 weeks or 7 months? Just change the name from months to weeks. Definitely one more is so much more powerful than and simple that even a caveman can understand it. I love that picture. Some people say, why you have that caveman there? Even a caveman can understand. Just one more. That's it. We are not telling you to triple or do anything like that. And what if you do it every week, not just the first people that you started? And that's the way where you create momentum in your team. But you have to have the intention, you have to have the attention, the action, and then the result happen. Okay, anybody else?
Good morning, George.
Hey, Dr. Green, how are you? Great to
Fine. That was excellent presentation. I wanted to remind everybody when you're talking about the products, because it's the products that drive this whole thing, it's not enough to say that they're in the PDR. You got to mention that there's clinical studies behind
correct.
every product and that the products are manufactured here in the United States in FDA registered facilities using GMP, which is good manufacturing policies or practices. The fact that the products are made here in the United States is huge because so many supplement makers make their stuff in Asia with no quality control. You have no idea what kind of impurities or heavy metals are in the products. And the fact that we're made right here in the good old USA is great. That's a wonderful selling point. Just wanted to remind everybody to use that when you're talking about the products.
That's correct. And by the way, like we say always, documentation beat conversation. Somebody asked, well, how do I know that that's true? Let me share the screen. This is the fastest way to find it, by the way. You go to our site, that is ourlegacymakers.com. Go where it says product inform education. You don't have to learn anything about the products. Use the documentation. Click in education. Go all the way down. You can, and then here's a manufacturing certification, clinical studies, epigenetics study, a cellular absorption study. People say, well, how do I know that's true? Just send them to this page. Or just use click on the link and send it to them.
Mm-hmm.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
It's my voice, like
Very
a little
good.
kid. Cellular absorption study, they are there. You can send the links. They are the whole cellular study.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, everything is there. Thank you for mentioning that. We had the documentation. We just don't talk. Documentation beats conversation. By the way, most companies and people that are going to approach you with other companies, they are going to be conversing about how our products are absorbing 150%. By the way, it's impossible, but anyway, 150%. And they said, really, show me the studies. They don't have a thing. Thank you for bringing that up.
You know, one of the things I like to tell people is because my head has always been towards proactive wellness, and I've been using supplements and vitamins and minerals and acupuncture and Zen and homeopathics and herbs for my entire medical career in my practices. I've got a number of people that call me up all the time and say, well, I want you to look at this company or that company. And I always ask, where are the studies? Show me the studies. And everybody says, there are no studies. And I say, well, call me back when there are studies. So when I got introduced to 3, I said to my sponsor, Sally Chung, show me the studies. And by God, there were studies. And I was blown away. And then after I read the studies, I called her back and I said, hey, I'm ready to go. I'm coming in as a founder right now. She said, don't you want to try the products? And I said, I don't have to. I read Dr. Dan's studies, and this is really unique. So when you're talking to health professionals, mention the PDR, clinical studies, peer-reviewed, third-party, manufactured here in the United States, FDA-approved plants. I mean, it's just one beautiful talking point on top of another to get people's attention.
Yes, and I agree. And that's cool that we have also the documentation to prove it. Because again, I know people, because I know people in another company that keep telling me X thing about the products, and I always ask, "Can you send me the documentation?" And nobody does because they don't have it. They don't have it, or they send me some stupid opinion, but no documentation, not really studies. And we are the only one that even show where we manufacture and what are our the importance of the manufacturing, the credentials, etc. It's interesting because most companies don't do that either. That's why we have a very strong product, no doubt. The products work. First, second, they are in the PDR. Third, we have the third-party study. Four, we have where it's manufactured certification. Then the business works. It's very simple. Just build 2 legs, and then you have a matching bonus. You see, you don't have to know the numbers just to know how it works. And then we have a company that doesn't have a depth with management that works. And then we have an incredible leadership. If people say, whoa, how good is the leadership? Invite them to the call in the morning. That's it. But anyway,
Simple.
that's right. Anybody else wants to add something before we go?